Hey everybody, welcome back to No Drama News. It's Adam22 here with your man AD. Let's get right into these stories.
First story. Jussie Smollett was released from jail Wednesday following 6 nights behind bars after an appeals court agreed with his lawyers that he should be free pending the appeal of his conviction for lying to Chicago police about a racist and homophobic attack. Video clips circulating social media shows the actor leaving the jail and getting into a vehicle. He did not comment as he got into a waiting SUV, but his attorney said Jussie was a target of a racist justice system and people playing politics. Jussie was sentenced to 150 days in Illinois' Cook County Jail on Thursday, where he was being held in protective custody. After his sentencing, he gave an impassioned plea, maintaining his innocence and declaring that he wasn't suicidal.
Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that.
Initially, the court ordered Jussie to pay $25,000 fine and $120,000 in restitution and 30 months probation. His attorney argued that their client will wind up serving the entirety of his sentence during the appeals process, along with Jussie's claim following his conviction. That being behind bars will put him in harm's way. As part of his release following a 2-1 decision in the appeals court, Jussie was required to post a $150,000 bond, meaning he would need to agree to show up to the court on the appointed date by putting down any money wasn't necessary.
I always hear about how it's like hard for them to keep people in prison these days and how people are getting sentences that normally would have got them, 10 years and then they end up doing 6 months instead. And somehow I thought that the Jussie Smollett case was like so high profile that he was actually going to have to serve his time. And it looks like he's actually going to be doing everything possible to not have to spend any time in there. And it also makes me wonder, like, who is funding his lifestyle and everything he has going on? Because I'm watching him come out of the jail and he's surrounded by these big ass bodyguards. I did not think that he would have that much money or whatever.
I mean, he was a part of a very hit, like a big hit show. Empire was fucking huge, but I don't get how the nigga is still acting like he's a victim. Like, my nigga, they got evidence that you lied about the shit. You called yourself the gay Tupac. You went and did all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Jussie Smollett, man, you got to hold the L, my nigga.
He's so confident when he acts like he is innocent that it kind of almost makes you want to forget about the fact that the 2 dudes that he hired to jump him, that they're on record, that they've testified in court, that they were hired to do this. It's like kind of confusing. Like, what is his argument? And I really actually hope that we live to see the day where he gets out of jail, the whole case is behind him, and he could actually do an interview and give his side of the story, because from my perspective and pretty much everybody else, it just doesn't seem like it makes any sense that he could be innocent. Like, how could these 2 dudes be just making this up out of thin air?
And I think he was fucking one of them too. I could be wrong, but nah, like, we got it bad enough, you know what I'm saying, with the racial tension in the world and stuff like that. So, I mean, to play on that, to make it seem like you were a target of that, man, that's the worst shit ever, man. And it just makes, you know what I'm saying, people look at black people even worse than they already do in the eyes of society sometimes and stuff like that. We should never do that.
If you follow the Fox News hosts and the conservative pundits and the Tucker Carlsons of the world, they love this story because they love the idea that all these hate crimes are just hoaxes. And when you have an extremely high profile one like this that ends up being a hoax, they love it and they love to talk about it. And it's just because it sort of undermines the fact that there are still real issues racially in this country, you know?
Man, real issues. And yeah, you got to hold that L, Jussie Smollett.
Yeah, fuck you, Juicy J.
Piece of shit.
Next story. While speaking with T-Rel on the No Jumper podcast, Tr3yway6k said that he felt his industry deal was being blocked, claiming that Wack100 was somehow involved. Tr3yway6k also said that he feels like the whole industry is unwilling to work with him due to his brother allegedly having something to do with the murder of Pop Smoke. When Wack100 recently stopped by, he clarified his decision to not work with Tr3yway was solely based on the 6K at the end of his name, respectfully because he has a lot of friends and comrades from the Rollin' 60s. Wack proceeded to explain the long history of gang-related politics. However, the other day, a young up-and-coming LA-based internet personality who we're not going to name because we don't really want to give him clout for doing such a thing, pulled up to Wack100's crib with a gun and urinated on the gate and then posted the video to Instagram, where it's still up right now. Now, we're not going to actually show the video because we think it's totally out of line that this guy actually went to Wack100's house, but the caption did read, "Wack100, bring your ass outside, cuh, stay popping it on Clubhouse. What the fuck, cuh, come out, I'm tripping by your house with the blower." Tr3yway6k added fuel to the fire and actually reposted the story and wrote, "Protest at Wack100 100's house and included a few laughing emojis for good measure. AD, I think we're on the same page with this one. This is way past the line. I mean, I know that this guy at one point was beefing with another internet comedian personality in LA, and that personality got murdered. It seems like he's kind of asking for it by doing something as crazy as this. This is kind of another level.
You know, and I was speaking about this yesterday. It's more sad than anything to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to see the youth go out this way, and it seems like as time goes by, man, we getting more disrespectful and more disrespectful. And, you know, like when you doing things like that, I don't think people are paying attention that, you know, your family can get caught in the crossfires for shit like this. You know what I'm saying? And even if something was to happen to that man, you know what I'm saying? He got a mama, he got a family, he got people that care about him and stuff like that. And those are the people that lose in the end of a result for that stuff too. So, I mean, everybody young out there, man, this ain't, you know what I'm saying? This ain't worth it. You know, ain't no clout in the world that you should be sitting there doing that and playing with your life in any type of capacity, because too many niggas is treating this shit like it's Grand Theft Auto and stuff, bro. And when you lose your life in real life, you're out of here. Game is over. You know what I mean?
I have no idea how Wack could, or if he would ever retaliate to this kind of thing, or what that might look like. But the one thing that I am sure of is that if there's ever anything that would upset Wack to the extent that he would go to the furthest extent of his abilities, it would definitely be somebody showing up to his fucking house where his kid is sleeping however many feet away. And the fact that the guy had a gun, I mean, actually, to be honest, the more we talk about this, the more I'm thinking that it would seem as if criminal charges would be relatively likely in this situation, because obviously the cops can see this video too, and like showing up to somebody's nice ass house up in the valley or wherever he lives with a gun. I mean, it's getting pretty serious. And also I want to point out that it was pretty funny seeing him take like a really weak pee in the video. He like pulls out his dick like he wants to pee, and I don't know, you might get like a droplet out, but it was not like a real pee. But that being said, unrelated.
Sad, man.
Crazy situation, and man, I'm kind of shocked that rap, I don't know if I want to call this rap, but the internet, I guess, has escalated to such a bizarre extent.
And I don't even like that, you know, anybody, even including us, that we shed light on shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, man, it's bad as it's tasteful. And you know what I mean? I just pray for the youth, man. I just hope it don't get worse than this.
Facts. YouTube, if you like this, like, comment, and subscribe, and also subscribe to the No Jumper Clips channel, and we'll be back real soon. Appreciate y'all.